purpose of this video is to show you each move of a real professional chess game, what the international master thinks about during the game. So I really want you to get inside of my head, and that should help you to take the right decisions in your game and improve your chess tremendously. So we are having here the Sicilian defense, the Mora Gambit, and that is going to be a perfect example for you, because I'm going to need to solve all of those problems during a real chess game, because my opponent is gonna try to crush me with a pawn sacrifice. That is the entire point of this gambit, just to get some space advantage, some activity of the pieces, and just try to destroy black. So let's start with the move knight c6. Well, of course we need to try to catch up in terms of the development, we don't need to be behind, and yeah, let's play e6. Probably not one of the main moves, not a theory expert here, but well, I want to make this bishop stupid. That is the point of my move e6. I want to make it completely useless there. And then I want to bring my bishop somewhere out. I'm not sure though what is the best square for it. Maybe c5, but I'm a little bit worried about knight a4, so maybe I'm gonna need to play a6 next move. Yeah, that also stops knight b5, so I really like this move, because otherwise this d6 square is kind of very weak. I guess the inclusion of the moves a4 and a6 is definitely in my favor, because now no knight jumps are possible, and yeah, b5 might have been an opportunity for me, but it's no big deal. Now I'm about to finish my development, and I'm a pawn up. That is a very good thing. I of course need to be careful not to get too passive here, so I need to create some counterplay. How do I do that? I might still jump into some e5 ideas, because then I'm gonna have this d4 square. In fact, let's try to do that. Because if I'm gonna block the d file, then it's gonna be simpler for me. I'm gonna be able to play d6 and open up my c8 bishop, which is currently my main problem here. e5 is well protected. I'm not sure I need to rush with the move knight d4. Maybe it's better to play d6 and bishop g4, and then knight d4 would be a huge threat there. As long as my d6 pawn is well protected, and I really hope it is, even my bishop on c5. I mean, normally you're getting used to have it on e7, where it's pretty passive. Now it's on c5, very active. I have to be a little bit careful not to lose it though, but so far there are so many pieces there. Playing bishop g4, notice how active I am in terms of my development. Even though my opponent plays a gambit, the purpose of which is just to try to punish me, try to develop the pieces, and he did that, but I'm really catching up. I'm creating so many threats. For example, here knight d4, rook takes d4, bishop takes f3 seems to work for me. So I'm gonna go for it, and I don't know, but it seems like a very good position for me. And that is the way you should encounter those. I mean, not every day you know all of the variations, let's face the truth, in the opening. So it might be the case that your opponent surprises you, but the main principles that I teach so often on this channel, in terms of developing all of your pieces, in terms of making sure that your king is secure, in terms of being as active as possible and create as many threats for your opponent as possible, they are working in every opening. So that is what you should rely on. So now I have a choice between knight takes f3, takes, and bishop takes h3, winning a pawn, and taking with the bishop, leaving myself with this beautiful knight on d4. The drawback can be that knight d2 might be a way to exchange it. But if I'm fast enough with my initiative, maybe knight h4 straight away, then I'm attacking this pawn, f4, takes, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I can even play queen to g5, and then bishop on g3 might be in trouble. I really like to do that. That is kind of a positional thing, just being as active as possible. Knight h4 is coming, because this knight on d4 is such a powerful monster, I don't really want to exchange it. He might make me exchange it, but in the meantime I hope to create an incredible amount of threats. f5 would have been a very interesting opportunity for me, although unfortunately I cannot play it yet because of this very annoying beam, but of course king h8 and f5 might be my plan. Yeah, so now knight h4 seems to be very tempting, or queen to h5, because how on earth would you defend the pawn on f3? I guess you just can't. f4, I'm gonna just take it. I mean, king g2, but then it means you have just lost the tempo there, which also should be great for me. Knight h4, takes. Once again, it doesn't feel like I want to exchange the pieces, because I feel that my pieces are so much stronger. But at some point, well, you have to do that. My opponent played knight d2, which is definitely a mistake, just allowing me to grab the pawn for free. And knight g5 seems to be the strongest move now, attacking the h3 pawn. Probably you have to defend it. But feels like black is just crushing here. I have to be a little bit careful with the time though, because I have a little bit more than a minute. And I still need to find a winning continuation. I really want to play f5, so let me play king h8. I guess I have time for that. Definitely more active than my opponent. h4, maybe knight h4 was the right move. But I was fine with h4 because now I have some additional opportunities. By the way, queen takes e2, queen takes knight f4. I'm going into the endgame, which probably should be winning for me. Just knight f4 would lead to some exchanges that not necessarily would be so great. Let me start with some development. I'm always teaching in my videos you should develop all of your pieces, so let me do just that. Bishop takes. Okay, so that's gonna open up my f-rook, so now all of my pieces are participating. I really like that. And let's see how I might be able to crush him, because I really need to do it fast, otherwise he might flag me. I guess knight f4 should be the way, because if you take, I take with a pawn. Now he's just giving up the exchange. I don't really think he has enough compensation for it. If you take with the rook, have knight h4 check. I mean, that is just too much material for me. And still he doesn't really have any counterplay. Let me just double the rooks here. Now on the f-file, threatening to capture that. Yeah, let's go for the endgame. Yeah, I understand why he's going for the endgame, because he can't be... He can get checkmated that fast, and that gives him a chance to just flag me, but I guess the material advantage is such a huge one that 23 seconds should be enough. Also, he has a lot of weaknesses there. f3, b3, just not possible to defend everything. Yeah, it was important for me not to blunder rook b3, not to pre-move it. Guess I need to bring my key in somewhere, or check. And now you lose a pawn there. Check. Yeah, still no checkmate. Maybe rook c3 was the best move. Okay, now I take the knight and the game is over. I never get why people don't resign at this point. I mean, 10 seconds is so much time, especially in a online chess when you have an opportunity to pre-move. Well, there could be a stalemate, that is of course a danger. 5 seconds, okay, that might actually be dangerous now. Yeah, now I guess I'm getting to it. Yeah, those pawns could be tricky. I hope that was interactive for you, how you can outplay your opponent as black, being active and developing all of your pieces, bringing it to the game, fighting against those very aggressive gambits that our opponent played in this game. And if you wish to know what is the #1 thing that almost all of the chess players are not making right, the biggest mistake that stops you from becoming stronger in chess, I definitely recommend you take a look at this video, or rather this one, somewhere here it should be. So I see you there, and you're gonna bring your chess to the next level.